All right, guys. So we're going to be going over today some first impressions on Echo that was announced last week as the 32nd hero in Overwatch. She's a DPS, much to the chagrin of many people who thought she was going to be a support. So we just want to go over a few things about her kit and how we think she's going to impact the pro meta once she hits Overwatch League. So for you guys, what was your first initial reaction to seeing Echo?
Broken.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
she started out pretty broken to be honest.
Yeah, because all like
But
the Twitter
they like
clips of her.
nerfed it like an hour after or something, like the
Main
day
like
after.
broken thing was like her flying, like that Libero clip of him flying across the map and once. I was like, yeah, that can't be happening.
I think her flying is a little too strong right now. And I think the fact that if you hit all of your sticky bombs on a 200 HP character, you can one-shot the character. I think it's a little too strong. I think I'd take the one-shot out.
So if we're looking at her abilities, obviously we all mentioned the flying is pretty OP. How do you guys think that compares to like Mercy and Pharah, the other two flying heroes?
Feels like when you're flying, you have like more control than like Farah. Mercy too, but you don't fly for as long.
Yeah, and they also changed it so it's more of like a glide versus a like kind of a float, right? It's a more side to side kind of mobility.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like a hang glider, like realistically.
So with her other obilities that we kind of have, she seems to be an amalgamation of like a bunch of different. You have the sim beam, you have the tracer, you have the sticky bombs, and you've got the obviously your ultimate, which is like a whole separate issue. So like, what do you guys think of just her kit overall with the her DPS abilities with like the beam and the sticky bombs?
I think she's
I
just
mean,
fun.
her kit is like super fun. Probably the most fun hero in Overwatch.
I
Just
agree.
because like it's like super versatile. Like I don't know, you could just do so many different things, and it's gonna be like super creative. Kind of a little bit like how Doomfist was, where like when he first came out, everyone was super creative and found all these different things you could do. But probably like 10 times more you could do with a hero like Echo.
So with her ultimate ability, that's kind of its own point. What do you guys think is gonna happen with that once that hits its professional play? Like, how is that going to affect the meta when you can just pick and choose any hero? I know we had our show match the other day and everyone was paratrooper Reinhardt's, but
Yeah, I was only picking Reinhardt's.
I feel like Reinhardt and Winston are like really good for it. Anything that like CC ults and things like that are probably gonna be really good. But I also think it's like once it's actually played around, it's not gonna be as easy as a show match with like people just having fun. So
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things that it on paper it seems broken, and in ranked it probably will be broken. But when it comes to actually playing as a team, teams are gonna play around it. It's gonna be hard to get a lot of value. So
Yeah, I was talking to Apply about it, and it's like I think stealing tanks is probably the best, but there's gonna be like so many different situations where you can like if they have grab, you could like steal design and build trance
Yeah,
or something
exactly.
like that, like super creative things. So I don't know. It'll just be interesting to see like at the top level how it evolves.
Yeah, not only that, like you can also use it as like a Dumo, like how you use Dumo. Like if you're like about to die, you like go in, Dumo it out real quick. That like I did that in the show match with like Widow. I didn't even mean to steal the Widow. I was about to die, so I was spamming Q, and then I lived just off of that. Because after you die as like the Echo copy, you get full HP. There's so much you can do with the ult.
So when you guys are looking at different heroes, what do you think? If you're playing against an Echo, obviously, what's something that we wouldn't want to see her duplicate? Pretty much in the team. I know we kind of went over tanks. Is there anything else that we wanted to think about directly?
Sombra, she builds ult so fast on Sombra.
Yeah, you can build two
I mean,
MPs
you can build like 8 pulse bombs
the
as
time.
Tracer.
Yeah, Trace is
Yeah,
You build
broken.
like 10
These
pulse bombs.
This is
Ridiculous.
really broken for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't Sinatra in there? Didn't he play her the other day and get like
Yeah.
3 pulse bombs back to back off of it?
Yeah,
That's insane.
it's pretty crazy.
Do you guys think in terms of hero design philosophy that like the kits have been progressively getting pushed to be like very inclusive? If you want to look back to like the original Overwatch is like you have Soldier 76, he runs fast, he heals himself, and he shoots rockets. And now we're at Echo, who can literally copy an entire character, instant ult, and then fly around the map, dropping pulse bombs across the way. Like, what do you guys think of the skill ceiling for heroes like that? Like, is it good for the game? Is it bad?
I
Like,
think I think that's what they needed. The game to be like, harder. Like all the characters need to have like a higher skill ceiling. I think it's way better.
Yeah.
Like everyone loved the game when like all the hardest heroes were being played, like Genji, Tracer, like then, and I think Echo is like in that group. That's perfect.
I think it's just a natural progression of any high skill ceiling competitive game, right? Like look at League of Legends. They are kind of on the same boat. It's like every time they release a character, it was just wildly broken, and the kits were so much more detailed and intricate. And they had to update a bunch of heroes, like the worst heroes, like say like the Soldier 76 of League of Legends. Or I can't bring an example off the top of my head, but I think any game that's like this is gonna have that problem where all the heroes released have to be like super detailed and new and fresh.
Yeah, I think it's a tough thing to balance too, because whenever the more and more I agree in terms of like balancing or I guess design philosophy more so than balancing. They need to have a lot of high skill cap heroes because it drives the urge to play the game more up. But what it does on like the negative aspect is put all of those other heroes that don't have as much mobility or like I guess inclusive kits. It pushes them away, so it makes them a lot harder to play because there's more and more characters that are just able to have like a lot of like different like techie type stuff with a lot of strong abilities, and then a lot of these like original like OG characters get put to the side because of just better and better versions of themselves are coming in. I mean, it's
Yeah,
I think it's a tough place to be.
It definitely is harder to balance because they just have more in their kit and you could do a lot more. Like as people get better and better with Echo, I think she might see more changes. Just because people find out more things you can do and like things become broken at like high level play. So
Yeah.
she might need more changes too.
Yeah, they'll probably change her a lot. To be honest, like
in terms of team comps, like how do you see Echo? Like, what do you see Echo fitting into primarily? Like, what's something you'd run an Echo comp with? Like, is it a dive hero? Like, it seems like with her mobility, even though she's kind of a glass cannon, diving in with her seems like you'll be able to one shot their backline. Or do you think it's more of like a bunker and just have her flank type of setup?
Dive, probably.
I don't know. I think she can do a lot. Like
Oh
she can
no,
do
I feel like if you
both
play
playstyle.
slow, you get destroyed.
Yeah, maybe.
I think
She's so versatile. It's hard to say she fits into one specific archetype. But if I had to say off like the top of my head, I feel like that would make the most sense because like it's like the idea if you play like a slow like Ryan comp with her, like a bunker comp, and you just get dove on. Like what does Echo do really?
And I mean, also in terms of like, she has no real defensive abilities, right? So
Yeah.
like, what do you guys see as as like a Widow or a Tracer? Do you think those are like viable options to counter her? Like, what do you guys see as
Yeah.
something that would shut her down?
I think
Well,
Widow's
like,
like a really
Widow's
good
like
answer.
Yeah, probably Widow.
it's so easy for Widow. Like the
Yeah.
head hitbox is like massive as well. It's like the size of Ashes, so it's really easy to headshot.
Yeah, I think Widow's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Even against like if you like you lose positioning or he gets for good positioning, she can't stay up forever and has to glide. It's like it seems like it'd be a pretty easy shot for people who could actually aim. So
Yeah, no. If I'm playing against a Widow in my match or an Echo in my match, I'm
Yeah.
probably messed up here. That's why I'm silver. Not actually silver. It's okay.
Yeah, you are.
I'm plat, dude. Give me a break.
I mean, let's be honest here, though.
It's like silver.
You
yeah,
said
it's like
it.
basically,
I was just.
yeah, self-deprecating streams. I mean, is there anything else that you guys like noticed initially off of Echo? I think we kind of rounded out pretty much. She's definitely fun and interesting, and it's going to make a big splash. On the competitive scene when she actually gets there, and she's probably going to need some nerfs and tweaks throughout the way. But is there anything else you guys want to add in to close this up?
I think characters like Echo are good for the game and get people interested again, and so I hope Blizzard continues to take that kind of direction with new heroes going into Overwatch 2.
I agree.
And she's actually the last. I think Jeff said she's the last hero.
She
that's
said it's the
coming.
last hero.
hero, yeah.
Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
it's kind of crazy to think about, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.